Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The wife of Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, have spoken, talking about Uchechi Oku Kanu. She has spoken, and it's good for you to hear the content of her message concerning, the repatriation of the husband down to Nigeria and what he had passed through before now. And also, we're going to look at what the leader in Adoration Ministry, talking about Father Mbaka, has to say about the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. These days, the man is talking really strong, I tell you. And guess what? According to him, it's like he's really being led by the Spirit to say a lot of things that he is saying right now. But we'll give you all of that in a jiffy. First, we'd like to beg you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the notification bell, so that anytime we publish our videos, you'll be the first to get it. All right, let's look at the news. The spiritual director of Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Father Mbaka, has again reacted to the repatriation of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Mbaka, who stylishly lambasted President Muhammadu Buhari over the arrest of Kanu, said he is not an unknown gunman. In a video on Sunday, Mbaka says the arrest of Kanu will not stop insecurity in the country. The cleric defended Kanu's agitation for Biafra, saying if things were working well in Nigeria, Kanu will not be an issue for the government. According to him, and according to he said, since you arrested him, we have lost many lives. So, of what use is his arrest? After he was arrested, the kidnapping didn't stop in the north. Many students were taken into captive in Kaduna last week. Where were our security agencies? Why can't they use the same temerity to arrest all those doing these things? Arresting Kanu will not solve the problem. Mbaka blamed rising insecurity in the country on politicians who pay huge sums of money to buy arms for political talks to manipulate elections. According to him, he says most of the politicians will buy ammunition and give it to millions of youth, and after the election, no one collects the arms back. There is headmanism. People have abandoned their villages and there are no jobs. People's farms are ravaged and they are kidnapped and killed. His arrest aggravated the problem. Has anybody seen Kanu kill anyone? Kanu is not a murderer. Have you caught him with guns? Why arrest someone who has never kidnapped anyone? Our land must yield an increase. Kanu is not headsman, kidnapper, or bandit. He does not carry arms and he is not even an unknown gunman. My job is to say what the Spirit says me to say. I don't know if any one of you is thinking what I'm thinking. This man you're arresting, what is his crime? I don't know if you are getting me. Have you ever think of that? If you use the same aggression you deploy to arrest Kanu to address terrorism, things will change. It will help you use the same temerity to address the poverty, headsmanism, injustice, corruption, and unhealthy tribalism. I am for truth and justice. I cannot support terrorism. There is agitation everywhere. All the men of God are agitating silently. The police and the army are agitating. Do you blame them? If they talk, they will kill them. In the mosque, there is agitation. You don't arrest the agitation. You arrest the cause of it. People are hungry. An hungry person is an angry person. Millions are idle, and an idle man is a devil's workshop. If Nigeria is doing very well, will Kanu emerge? I am for justice, equity, and for fair play. Look at what is happening in the north. The north will not survive it. Meanwhile, the wife of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Uchechi Oku Kanu, had reacted to the repatriation of her husband by the Nigerian government. Recall that Kanu was recently repatriated back by the Nigerian security and intelligence agencies in collaboration with authorities from other countries to resume his trial after jumping bail in 2017. The cessationist is currently being detained at the custody of the Department of State Services, thus suspending the resumption of his trial on July 26. Speaking in an interview with a United Kingdom newspaper, the Sunday Times, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu said she was devastated upon hearing that her husband was repatriated to the country. She revealed that she lost contact with the husband since the incident occurred in late June. According to her, she said, "It's hard for me to speak. I'm extremely devastated. He has been beaten and tortured, and I'm scared for his life. I was always worried about Nnamdi. When you are asking for freedom from dictatorship, you are a target. But when I saw what happened in Belarus and how no one did anything, I knew no way was served. The Nigerian government carrying out these rendition is a crime. We are not even talking about independence," she was quoted as saying. Wow. This is a strong one coming from the wife. She's finally spoken. And also the issue of what the director of Adoration Ministry have said is one thing we have to take into consideration. And one of the things most touching about the statement by Mbaka is, after you have taken this man into custody, has anything stopped? The things that have been happening in the north, has it stopped? Which therefore means these things there's a root cause for these things. It is not just happening because the people are not in support of the current administration. It's not happening because the South feels that they have been overly, that their people is not up there. If the country is enjoying all the basic amenities and things are working well, there wouldn't be any form of agitation. And guess what? You can shut the mouth, but you can't shut the mind. The mind is speaking. As much as the government is trying to do the little in its power, but then for the people, it's not good enough. And I feel that the way you start working is you start working from the needs of the people. You don't start working from what you consider is the need of the people, because that's where the big challenge is. There are some of the bills that have been passed thus far, and some of them makes no sense. For example, you're passing a bill that people should, they shouldn't stop the movement of donkeys. Of what importance is that to Nigeria? Countless bills are there that are very important. For example, the electoral bill, people are waiting to see it, come to law. There are other issues, there are pressing issues of unemployment and all of that. Look at the case of the current situation of, the southern governors demanding the regulation of Fulani movement. That's Fulani Herdsmen movement, talking about putting a ban on open grazing. It's reasonable. It's good. And now these guys are saying, we're not going to obey it. You're calling for war. This and that and that and that. How can you stop us halfway? What we have been using to eat, you decide to just stop us halfway like that. You don't want us to have food to eat. But I want to ask a question. How about Twitter? That the government wake up, despite the fact Nigerians have been crying out that for most of us, this is our own source of income. And they ban it up till today. Nobody cares about those who have been eating through it. How about that? Is that funny? So if the people look at the southern governors, look at it and they said, hey, things are not going on well because of the activities of this Fulani herdsmen. They are kidnapping our people. They are doing this. For that reason, we want them to go into ranching. What's bad about it? After all, the government the government banned the use of Twitter without taking into consideration the people. They were like, oh, it's threatening the oneness of Nigeria. And also, the Fulani herdsmen, they are threatening the lives and properties of the people. But guess what? Nobody really gives into it and all of that. And these are some of the reasons why things are not getting better. I think leaders should come to a point where they accept that they are not only ruling their people, but they are ruling, especially those at the national level, they are ruling the entirety of the country. And as such, you should be empathic to everyone's situation, irrespective of who is involved. You should clearly show that I feel your pain, and you do everything possible to ensure that those things are put under check. If we wake up and we take that into consideration, empathy into consideration for every Nigerian, whether he's from the southeast, whether he's from the south, wherever he's coming from, you let them understand that I care about you and I want to make you feel happy as you have elected me into position. A lot of things will be corrected. Now, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu crying out, and this situation seems not to end. We're still hoping. July 26th is the date. Let's wait to see what will be happening on that day. That's just the truth. Because right now, there's nothing anybody can do. Yeah, you understand? Let's wait to see. Hopeful. We are very hopeful. Nigerians are hopeful that he will be given the required fairness and everything will move well. That's what we'd like to leave you. Go to our comment section. Let's